Scream 7 just dropped, and I need to know, did I just watch a slasher movie or a very expensive improv exercise where things just happened and everybody else is yes ending? Let's talk about it. What's up, Sac Passe y que tal mis amigos? It's your boy Jom, and yes, I watched Scream 7. And I'm just gonna say it up front. This about to sound like a rant, and it's a 4 out of 10 for me, dog. And that's me being generous because one jump scare actually got to me. More on that later. Now let's break this down in a way that makes sense. We're back with Sydney Prescott from the original movie, and now her daughter, Tatum. Yes, she's named after Tatum from the original movie. And listen, this new Tatum, wildly unlikable. Not teenager attitude unlikable. I'm talking about odd, detached. She got weird priorities. There's a scene where her best friend gets gutted in the next room from her. Sydney, her mom, literally rushes to stop it but fails. Police show up. Killer on the loose confirmed. Chaos. And Tatum's reaction? Minimal. Then she throws a whole fit because her boyfriend can't come over. Ma'am, there's an active killer targeting your family. This is not a bae come over time. This is hide your kids, hide your wife. They out here killing everybody season. But she just didn't feel human. And let's talk about her little boyfriend. There's a scene where she sees that he created a deepfake video of himself threatening to kill her mom, Sydney. He casually explains he did it to see if the technology works. Sir, people are actively being murdered. More importantly, your girlfriend is experiencing a traumatic targeting experience of serial killers who are psychologically bullying her and her family, and you chose to test AI by making threat videos of the same bullying type that the killer did? You couldn't deepfake yourself dancing or reading some Shakespeare to see if the tech worked? No, you want to go full felony simulator. It's so obviously placed there to make us as the audience suspicious, but it feels forced. It's like if your white homie got caught saying the N word and their excuse was, I just want to see how bad it would look on camera. That's not comforting. This movie doesn't unfold, it pushes. You can feel it guiding you. And yes, every movie manipulates you, but the best ones do it like a magician. Sleight of hand. You don't realize you're being tricked until it's too late. This felt like the magician saying, close your eyes while I switch these cards. Too many things just happen just so the next scene could happen. No organic build, just plot dominoes being kicked over. Real quick, let's talk about Lucas. He confronts the killer in the kitchen unprovoked. His girlfriend is literally with him. And so there's no, I'm gonna go save my girlfriend energy about the scene. He just like randomly decides, I'm going to go confront the killer. He gets stabbed. Then a little later, when his girlfriend actually dies, which maybe if he was alive to protect her, she would be just fine. But no, he went to be a hero a little too early and sacrificed himself for no reason. Bro didn't even get the screen time for the stabbing. It just happens off screen. Then he gets dragged. Listen, so his girlfriend dies. He gets dragged to a bar tap and gently lifted by his head and placed onto the bar tap like a Mortal Kombat finisher. The back of his head is like pierced and beer starts pouring out his mouth. And it felt like Dead by Daylight when the killer places you onto a hook. Except in Dead by Daylight, you could at least struggle. Lucas just accepted it. And the strength required? Ghostface must be hitting back and shoulders twice a week because we later learned that one of the killers is his mom. And yes, also an institution staffer, but neither of them radiate bench press a grown man by the skull energy. Make it make sense. Speaking about Lucas's mom, like Lucas's mom being cool with killing her own son, and then she delivered that reveal like she was talking about somebody she met last Tuesday. No emotional weight, no psychological depth, just, yeah, I did it. Ma'am, you raised him. At least pretend to struggle eternally. And then let's talk about the opening kills, okay? The opening kills were brutal, but it was expected. Every Scream starts in that sort of manner, that way. But here's what bothered me. The killers, Being revealed that it's Sydney's neighbor and the psych ward staff and patient combo, why did they go all the way back to her old hometown to kill a random Airbnb guest? Yeah, it's the original massacre house, but they killed the guest and then burn it down. Outside of like shock value, it don't make no narrative sense. It's just there so we could say, oh wow, that just happened. But why? There's no real answer. And then where is everybody? Because if you watch Scream 6, you're probably asking the same thing I did. Where's the younger legacy generation that they introduced us to? There was like a legacy shift that the last movies kind of built towards and hinting to be what they're shifting towards. I mean, Gail shows up with two of them, which almost feels like sequel bait, but it's like, are they splitting the franchise timeline to Sydney and her fam, and then somewhere else the Carpenters and their fam are dealing with stuff? Or maybe it's just the contracts with the actors. You know what I'm saying? We might never see them again, and they'll just act like it never happened. I mean, we've all heard some of the rumors, but narratively, it just feels like a plot without closure. And then speaking of Gail, Gail has a hand trimmer that it's not really explained. It's not even addressed. She just hides it. And if you don't remember the previous context, you're just left wondering, is she sick? Is this age? Is this trauma? There's no payoff. They just zoom in on her hand every now and then swap to Sydney reacting to seeing it, but she don't mention it and she don't mention it back to her. But shout out to Courtney Cox. She's one of the few who can say she survived every installment. At this point, Ghostface probably respects her. My overall feeling though, this movie does start off interesting, but somehow before we even reach halfway mark, you're just sitting there thinking, why is this happening? And the only answer is so the next scene can happen. It feels like the franchise is starting to parody itself. There were moments where I genuinely wondered if this was Scream or if this is a scary movie ripoff, which is ironic because the whole point of Scary Movie is to be a parody ripoff of Scream. But shout out to the Waynes because they put the trailer for Scary Movie 6 right before Scream 7 starts in the theater, and that's peak. The Waynes family is clever. That's cinema chest. And like I said, my rating for the movie, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. And that one jump scare, it actually got me. You know what? Comment below which jump scare you think it was. And if someone guesses it right, I'll feature that comment in the next video. I'll put the first person who comments it right into the next video. And while we're being interactive, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because we break this stuff down honestly over here. No Ghostface mask required. My final thoughts is Scream 7 did have potential, but instead of tension building naturally, it just kept pushing events forward like it had somewhere to be. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I'm definitely not recommending you to rush to the theaters to see it if you haven't. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, other than that, like the video. Let me know if I'm being too harsh. If it worked for you, is Ghostface secretly on creatine? Let's talk about it. And yes, WeView review is coming back soon. I mentioned that in the last video, but we're just optimizing schedules, permissions to film, and format so when it returns, it hits properly. We're not gone, we're just building. And until next time, stay safe. And if your neighbor starts deep faking threat videos, move.